Hello there. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by to hang out with me. It is 10:49 Mountain Time on March the 23rd, and we're going to do messages for each sign for March the 24th. And then we'll do 5 minutes of Reiki, and then after that, we'll do free for all questions or cards of the day, whichever you guys choose. Okay, so let's start off with Aries for March 24th. Aries, I have a sense that you're going to be really paying attention to your own psychic abilities on March 24th. You're going to be picking up some psychic nudges, I want to say. I feel like what you're getting in for a lot of you who maybe are less aware of your own psychic abilities, these are going to be more subtle messages that you're not used to paying attention to or accepting as psychic, but they're going to be just a little bit stronger than usual so that you are starting to pay attention to them. For those of you who already pick up psychic messages who are Aries, I feel like you are going to have some that really kind of hit you. And so you guys are going to be paying more attention to the intuitive hits that you have coming in on the 24th, Aries. Tammy Bambe, good morning, good morning. Are you the same as Tammy Middleton or is that somebody else, honey? Willie Dog's mama, hey, hey, glad to see you here. Lady Zaga, glad you made it. Welcome, welcome. We're glad you're here today. Tina Miller, hello, hello, welcome back. You're a Taurus. Well, your message is coming up next. Ricky Jorgensen, hello, hello, glad to see you, my dear. All right, let's take a peek at Taurus now. Taurus, for the 24th of March, what do we have coming in for you guys? Pursuit of happiness. Now, that's a strange phrase because I think that might even be in our Constitution here in the United States that, one of our rights is the pursuit of happiness. I'm not sure. I wouldn't quote me on that if I was you, but it feels like it's a heavier statement than what it sounds like when it comes out of my mouth. So, Taurus, I think you are going to be focusing on things you can do that can make you happy, or ways that you can behave that can make you happy, or things that you cannot do that you can make you happy. But happiness is going to be a priority. And for most of you Taurians, this is going to be your happiness. And then for some of you, this is going to be happiness for you and your family, or and your significant other, or and some people that you care about. But there's something coming up for you guys. You're going to be pursuing happiness of some kind. For most of you, it is going to be your own happiness. Gemma Croft Baker, hello, hello. Stacy Spring, hello. Glad to see you back. Right, glad to see you again. Willie Dog's Mama S. Sand, hello, hello. Lady Zaga, you're saying that's true? So are you, Willie Dog's Mama? Pursuit of happiness. Gemini is what I'm seeing whenever I whenever I feel into you, what I'm getting an impression of is like a triangle with equal sides. So I feel like there's a couple ways that this is coming in. So I'm not sure if this is going to be both of these meanings for everybody, or if this is going to be one meaning or the other for most people. But I feel like there's two things going on here. First of all, you have three big focuses of attention on the 24th. So three different things that you're trying to focus on or get accomplished or make progress with. But also I feel like, and this is a little stronger, but not much stronger. Also, I feel like you're defending yourself on three sides. So there may be, three people or three groups that are not happy with something that you've proposed or something that you're doing. And you're having to defend yourself from three sides. Kind of reminds me of the wagon train circling to defend all the people in the wagon train. Except this is all about you. You're putting up defenses to defend yourself. For at least one of you, I'm hearing that you've got people that are coming at you that want romantic relationships, and you're like, none of you, none of you. Of course, that's not going to be for everybody, but for somebody out there, for some Gemini out there, that's it. Let's see, who's up here? Who else said what? Cheryl Hegg, hello, welcome, glad you're back. Angela Lukes, glad to see you again, my dear. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Cancer, let's look at you guys for the 24th. I bet you had a fun time last night, did you, Miss Angela? Cancer for the 24th. The crystal ball would like to speak to you. I think the crystal ball likes Cancers. This is probably like the third message for Cancers lately. Cancers, it looks like you're trying to set up some kind of sheltered situation or position for yourself where you feel like you're safe and control. Illusionary words. But anyway, you're trying to set up some kind of sheltered situation where you feel like you're safer than what you are otherwise. And I think that you're actually managing to, fortify your resources to a certain extent. There is a little bit of a warning with the crystal ball, which is be careful who you share that shelter with. Like, be careful who you let in on this information. Be careful who you let participate in the shelter with you. Okay? Because if you create a safe space, whether this is romantically, relationship-wise, financially, whatever, if you create a safe space and then you bring the wolf into the safe space, your safe space is no longer safe. Now you're just locked in with the wolf. So be very careful about who you're bringing in on that, Cancers. That's the heads up there. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Romy Bach, hello, glad to see you here. Cool, Angela. Was it fun? That's the most important thing. Was it fun? That sounds true to you, Willie Dog's mama? Okay. Let's look at Leo. Leo for the 24th. Leos, I have a sense that there's something that you are really thinking over. For some of you, you're trying to make a decision before Mercury. Well, I can't even say that because I think Mercury's retrograde. But it seems like there is definitely some type of deadline for you about a decision that you're thinking over, Leos. And you are really trying to comb through and make sure that whatever you decide here is going to be best for you for the long run. It's going to be part of a good, bigger plan. And so, Leos, I think you're going to be looking at a lot of information, a lot of details, turning information over, trying to figure out what is really the best choice that you can make in this particular situation on the 24th. Awesome. I'm glad it was fun. Your daughter's Cancer rising. She's got a big decision in front of her then. Food always helps with the fun. Let's see. For those of you who don't know, which is just about everybody here, Miss Angela went to a gallery reading last night. That's why I was kind of picking her brain about that. Let's see. Virgo. What do I have going on for you guys for the 24th? Virgos, I feel like you are focusing on keeping everything steady and stable. I feel like you're in what I'm hearing is a moderately good place. I would have probably said a pretty good place, but the words that I'm getting are you're in a moderately good place and you would like to keep it that way. So you're trying to keep things steady and stable on an even keel. You may be trying to keep the peace. You may be going to a lot of trouble actually to try to keep the peace, Virgos, because you want things to stay as good as they are, moderately or otherwise. So that's Virgo. Let's look at Libra. Libra. Somebody wants to talk to you guys, Libra. The Labradorite wants to talk to you guys. The bismuth is already saying it wants to talk too, so I may as well grab that. That won't be for Libra, though. It's funny, whenever I use the Labradorite, the bismuth wants to jump in and be a part of things. They must be buddies. They must be buddies. Okay, Libra. Let's see what the Labradorite has to say for Libra. Some Libra out there has a really nice mustache. That's one thing I'm hearing. I'm sure that does not apply to everybody, and females don't start looking in the mirror. It's for a guy. Let's see what else. Libras, I'm not sure if this is exactly for Saturday or if this is more of a general message, but it looks like you've got some kind of nice platform that you can use to influence the people around you and make a difference. So for some of you, I mean, being a parent is an incredible platform, but for others of you, this is going to have to do not with parenting, but with other things. But people are paying attention to you. They're paying attention to what you're saying. And so it's easier for you to influence things on the 24th, Libras. Thank you for being here with me today, Romy Bach. Labradorite is from your land. And where is your land? Hi, Hannah David. Hello, hello. Glad you made it. Carla Alley. Hello, hello. I don't know where Labradorite is from, so I'm going to be learning something new here. Central Quebec. Ah, Canada. Canada. Okay, so let's take a look for Scorpios, all my fellow Scorpios, for the 24th. What do we have coming in as far as energetically wise? So what I'm hearing whenever I look into Scorpio is I'm hearing lucky star. And so I think that we are going to have a lucky day on the 24th. I think of the star that makes me think of like the Lenormand deck, and in the Lenormand deck, a star card has to do with your reputation, how people see you. So there's going to be something that happens for us tomorrow that has to do with our reputation, that brings our reputation up somewhat, Scorpio. And it's going to be something that's just lucky. It's going to be lucky that this side of us is on display for people around us or people in our sphere of influence to improve our reputation. It's not going to be anything that we have pre-planned or premeditated or tried to manipulate. It's just going to be something that happens in a very fortuitous way for us. Very cool. Thank you for the info, Lady Zaga. Claire Richards. Hello, hello. Glad to see you here, my dear. Thank you, Willie Dog's mama. I'm always glad to be here, too. Sagittarius. What do we have coming up for you guys? Sagittarius, I feel like you guys are trying to get organized for something. I'm hearing everything in its box. Everything has a place. You may have had like a little vacation and you're coming back to work and you're like, oh dear Lord, what happened to my office? Or you could be coming back and cleaning up the house. But you want everything, you're trying to get everything organized. I think for a lot of you, though, this is not just coming back to a mess if you were gone. For a lot of you, this is that you're getting ready for a new project and you're trying to make sure that all your ducks are in a row before you actually launch that to the public. Tiffany and James, howdy, howdy. Glad to see you here. Those of you who are here, if you haven't already, and if you don't mind, please share. The more here, the merrier. That's what I always say. 3 more signs, and then we're going to do some Reiki. I always like people to be here while I'm doing Reiki in case they have questions. I can answer them on the spot. Capricorn, Capricorn, what's up with you guys for the 24th? Capricorn, I think somebody is going to surprise you by expressing their feelings towards you, and these are positive feelings and expressed in a positive way. So you could have a secret admirer. You could have a parent that never, ever, ever says "I love you," that sends you a nice card, or maybe actually says the words. You could have a little neighbor who is a young one who tells you what they think of you, and you're just like totally blown away because maybe you didn't think that little one paid attention to you really. So some kind of surprise coming up about, I think it's going to be about love, whether it's romantic love or not. I think that somebody's going to be letting you know that they love you. And I think this is going to take you off guard. This is going to be a little bit of a surprise. So that's for you, Capricorns. Aquarius for the 24th. Aquarius, I think that home is going to be a focus for you on the 24th. Something about home. I don't know if you're updating it. I don't know if you're moving. I don't know if you're bringing a new person into the home. If you're bringing a new little pet into the home. If you're just upgrading the home. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but I do feel like for Aquarius, home will be the focus on the 24th. Pisces. My Malachite wants to talk to Pisces. My bismuth didn't get to talk to anybody. I'll have to do something with the bismuth later. Malachite for Pisces. What do we have going on here? Okay, so what I'm hearing is that some of you Pisces have been going through a hard time emotionally lately. But the Malachite really wants to encourage you. Well, Sacred Spirit does, using the Malachite to get the message through to me. But anyway, there's really some encouragement here for you about that even though you've been going through a hard time emotionally lately for some of you, that you're also starting to learn some things and you're starting to grow in some very positive ways. And some of those things are starting to really take hold now. And as those things start to take hold and grow, then some of the other things go, the negative things start to fade away. So let's see. Maybe bismuth has a message for everybody. I hate to leave it out. You'd like to seriously declutter? I can't do the minimalism. I like my stuff too much. Right, Angela, I know what you mean. So basically, this is a message for everybody is what I'm looking for in the bismuth, because I didn't want to leave the bismuth out. And the message that it's bringing through is that basically that we are all growing and expanding. And so it may not seem like we're growing and expanding very quickly as we're looking at this. Wow, the wind is really picking up outside. But even though it doesn't seem like a lot is happening quickly, it is happening consistently. And so we are making progress in moving upwards towards more and more enlightenment. And that really, what I'm being told is that is really a message for everyone who is a part of the collective consciousness, which is everyone. Okay, so that was interesting. Interesting. Alrighty, let's look at doing some Reiki for everybody. Let's do Reiki. It's going to be set for the intention of whatever will benefit you the most. And if you have something specific you would like the Reiki to work on, please go ahead and modify that intention for yourself. Please make sure that whatever intention you modify it to, it's something that's for you, not for somebody else. And for those of you who are watching this broadcast after the fact, all you have to do is set the intention to receive the Reiki, and it will do you just as much good as if you were here to receive it. I have not heard of that, Tina Miller. You're quite welcome, Willie Dog's Mama. Let me go ahead and start the Reiki. Wow, you guys started drawing this energy fast, fast, fast today. Matrix repatterning ceremony, therapy. You know, I was seeing kind of a matrix when I was looking at that bismuth. Very cool, Tiffany James. There are certain symbols that you make when you start the Reiki. You can actually make them with your hands, or you can just project them with your mind. I like to make them with my hands, and they have to do with asking the Reiki to flow through me into you guys. They have to do with bringing all things into unity and harmony, which is really helpful in healing. And they have to do with bringing mental and emotional facets of ourselves into balance, which helps a lot when we're going into the roots of things. And then also there's a symbol that just asks for that universal life force energy to be focused in the direction that we're putting it. Interesting, Tina. Well, I hope the video started back up for you, Tiffany. I just explained to you the symbols. Yay! These symbols are symbols that you would learn whenever you learn Reiki. If you learn from a traditional Reiki master, you're going to learn them in a Reiki Level 2 class. However, you can find them in some books and things out there. But the original way, the traditional way to learn Reiki is to learn it from a person. And traditionally, these symbols are secret. You pass them down from one Reiki master to a Reiki student. There are a lot of people out there who have not honored the tradition and who have published these symbols, so it's not like you can't find them. But if you were ever intending to learn Reiki, I would always recommend that you don't try to research them ahead of time, because you want to develop a relationship with these symbols as a Reiki student. You twirled yesterday. That is so wild. That was a strange thing to have come through. So it's nice to know that somebody actually did twirl. You're quite welcome, Romy. I didn't even look what time we started this. I think we've probably got about 1 more minute of Reiki, though. So I was talking about starting it at 9 after, so we'll say we started it at 10 after. You died mid-twist. The end. Oh my goodness. I just thought of something. I was hanging out with somebody who was a Capricorn yesterday. No, day before yesterday, and I totally twirled, and I never twirl. I almost fell. You're a detailed Virgo. Some people are very detailed. I think Virgos are definitely some of them. Your legs and arm feel better. I'm glad to hear that. I don't really have Capricorn that much in my chart. That's wild, isn't it? So I have a question for you guys. Before I wrap up Reiki, I want to talk to you all about Reiki. I'm thinking, but I don't know how many people would take me up on it. I'm thinking about doing a special where I have a 5-pack of Reiki on sale for half price. And I'm wondering how many of you guys would even be interested in that. And I'll tell you what half price would be in a second. But that would actually be purchasing 5 Reiki sessions at once. So that's already discounted. It's like 10% off the normal price anyway. But then making that price half of the normal price. So the normal price for a 5-pack with the 10% discount off of it would be $418.50. Let's see. So I would be selling a 5-pack for $209.25, which is an incredible price. Because if you buy them by themselves, then it's just $93 per session. So you're looking at 5 for less than 2.5, really. The cost less than the cost of 2.5. How many of you guys would actually be interested in that? You're more interested in a reading? I'm not thinking about putting readings on sale because where I'm really wanting to expand is with the Reiki right now. I know, Willie Dog's mama. I hear you. I know you would, Angela. Actually, that was how I got you into Reiki, was doing the half price on the 5-pack originally. I have taught Reiki online before, actually. So, Carla, here's the thing. If you want to learn Reiki online from me, here's the way I've worked it before, and I think it would be great. First of all, there has to be more than one person in the class because I want you to have somebody to practice on to build your confidence up. So it would have to be like you and a friend or somebody else from the area that you were fine with, fine with being around them for the class. And then what I do is I teach it on Skype. So I would ask you would have to basically set up Skype in your home in such a way that I would be able to talk to you and whoever else was in the class, at least one other person. If you have more, that's great. And I would have to have the camera set up for me to be able to see all of you while I'm teaching the class so that I can be watching your body language, making sure I'm not going too fast for you guys, making sure that I can see what you guys are doing when you're practicing, that type of stuff. My first class, what they did, there was 3 people that were interested. They all lived pretty much in the same town. And so they picked, somebody offered their living room. And so they set up Skype and then they hooked their Skype into the TV so that I was on the TV. And then they had a camera set up so that I could see all 3 of them during the class. And so it worked out actually really well like that. So if you can get, at least 2 people together, we can definitely do an online class. I know, I hear you, Willie Dog's mama. It is a lot of fun like that. It's just a lot of fun to have the class, but it's a lot of fun that way too. Okay, so we've done a lot of Reiki. Let's wrap that up. Thank you very much for your input on the idea about the special guys. Oh, and by the way, if you ask Sand if you want a Reiki class, whether it's online or whether it's in person, the Reiki level 1 is $150 for that. And then if you bring in other people to the class, then I don't mind giving a little discount to you for bringing somebody else into the class. Is it selfish to use on yourself? It's not selfish to use on yourself. Oh, that was Carla that asked me. Sorry. I addressed that to SCN. Sorry. Carla, it's not selfish. In fact, Reiki level 1 teaches you how to do healing for yourself. That's the primary focus. And then also how to do healing on people that you can actually physically reach and touch with your hands, as well as plants, animals, your food, other things that Reiki would be good for. So it's absolutely not selfish. And in fact, one of the things that you learn in Reiki is that you better be doing Reiki on yourself before you do Reiki on other people. Okay, so Gemma Croft Baker starts us off again. So we're going to do Lenormand for Gemma Croft Baker this morning. I remember that, Willie Dog's mama. You were asking like your son's girlfriend. I remember that. Gemma Croft Baker, you're going to have a house card here. You've got the key. We're back to the key for the house card again. The last time it did not come up as the house card, but it came up 3 times before that. You guys hear me shuffling these cards, right? And the clouds. Okay, Gemma. Excuse me. This is just telling me that you certainly have some confusion in your life right now. And basically, when this comes up, this is saying that it's no wonder that you're feeling confused right now. Okay? So that's for Gemma Croft Baker. Let's do Willie Dog's Mama. I had to scroll up. I can't see the end of the line right now, but I'll try to catch up with you guys. Willie Dog's Mama needs a COD. COD for today. Star card in reverse. Willie Dog's Mama, this is telling me that you're starting to lose hope about something. Remember, law of attraction. I'm going to snooze that. I'll wait till it goes off again because this is only my second card. Law of attraction talks about what we focus on is what we get. What we think about is what we get. And so if we're thinking things are blech, we'll get blech. And so if you're starting to feel down about something and like it's not going to happen the way you want it to, either start thinking, turn those thoughts around, or start thinking about something else that makes you happy instead so you can leave room for things to start to get better in that situation. Okay, so that is for Willie Dog's Mama. Next, we're going to do Angela Lukes. COD for Angela Lukes. All right, Angela Lukes. What we have here is the Hermit. This really shows you doing some self-reflecting, reflecting on what makes your own self tick. Probably a lot of time where you're not around other people. I like to call this my pre-reader card because what happens is as you begin to understand more about yourself, you start to recognize patterns in yourself. And then when you come out of that isolated phase, as you're interacting with other people, what you're realizing is they have a lot of the same patterns that you do. And so you start to recognize when other people have similar patterns. And so you kind of know what's coming from them, whether they realize they're even sending you those signals about what's coming or not, just because you're getting more familiar with our own patterns and what makes us tick and how we are as humans in general. So it really is, it's a quiet time. It's an isolated time, but it's really cool because it helps us with information and understandings that we would not have had before. So that's what I see coming in for you, Ms. Angela Lukes. Ricky Jorgensen wants a COD. All right, Ricky. Ooh, baby. Your COD is the seer. This just tells me that you're kicking it with your intuition. Your intuition is nice and strong and you're paying attention to it. Stacy Springs, COD for you. Okay, Stacy. Here, what you have coming up is the Lady. This is telling me that you are about to begin a whole new phase of your life if you haven't already begun it. I don't feel like you have yet. I think you're still in like gestation phase. You could be about to have a baby, which would definitely be a whole new long phase of your life. But this also could be about gestation with a new business idea, a new hobby, a new project, a new way to approach relationships. But you are working on something. Probably middle of April is what I'm hearing, honey. And I'm also hearing not as soon as you think. Let's see. Tammy BMB needs a COD. We're back to Lenormand for Tammy BMB. Okay, Tammy. House card. Oh, it's not the key. It's the anchor. A lot of metal in both of those cards, though. And your cover card is the sun. Ah. Okay, so Tammy, there's something going on with your sense of security that it's really increasing. This could be like finding a new job, starting a new job. This could be qualifying for a home loan, moving into a new home, upgrading your vehicle, but there's something going on that makes you feel much more secure than you were feeling before. So I hope that makes sense for you, my dear. Let's see. Claire Richards would like to have a COD. Hannah David, I'm hearing yes, your daughter will make it to court on April 3rd. She'll be a little late, but it'll be all taken care of in the end. I don't think they're going to make her come back another day or anything like that. This is for Claire Richards. What you got? What you've got is the 9 of coins. This is telling me that you're feeling pretty independent and self-sufficient right now, Ms. Claire Richards. Tiffany James. How can I strengthen my relationship with my mother? I'm hearing we need 3 advice cards for you. Let's see what comes up. How can Tiffany James strengthen her relationship with her mother? La da da da. Excuse me. First card that comes up is the 3 of Wands. Now, to me, this is talking about long-term planning. This is creating a bridge where there is no bridge. You can see how that bridge is like partway there and the rest of it's not made yet. So this is long-term planning. This can also be travel planning. Maybe it's a good thing to plan a trip with her, maybe a short trip or something like that. The next thing that comes up is the Five of Swords in reverse. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. That's what this card says. Stop fighting. Okay. So what I like to ask myself whenever I'm really tempted to give somebody a piece of my mind is, how much will this matter in 2 minutes? And if it's still going to matter in 2 minutes, then I have to say, how much is this going to matter in 2 hours? And if it's still going to matter in 2 hours, I'm going to say to myself, how much is this going to matter in 2 days, in 2 years, in 2 decades? Really seriously look at things. Be aware when she's pulling you in or sucking you into a fight. How much does it really matter? How much does it really matter if you just pacify a grumpy lady for the moment? Okay. And then the other thing is Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot to be enjoyed about your mother. Maybe you haven't seen it because you've been too busy getting sucked into all her fights. But there are a lot of things to enjoy about her. Ask her to tell you some stories from her childhood. Ask her to tell you about some things that she's been through. Ask her to tell you about some of her favorite memories. Ask her to tell you about her parents or her grandparents. There's a lot to be enjoyed about her, and focus on that. So maybe go on a trip with her, but do some kind of long-term planning with her. Make plans with her so that she knows what to expect from you. One thing. Stop fighting. Enjoy the good parts. Okay, so that was for Tiffany James, and I think I'm feeling like coughing is coming in, so it's time for me to take off. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me. I do appreciate it, and I will see you guys all the next time. Peace out.